Greetings. This is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotion for Friday, November the 20th. Today we are going to read from the book of James, chapter 1, verses 12 through 18. Here is the word of the Lord. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desires and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is fully grown, gives birth to death. Do not be deceived, my dear brothers and sisters. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. He chooses to give us birth through the word of truth, that we might be a kind of firstfruits of all he created. That is the word of the Lord. We're going to focus in on two verses today, 14 and 15. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desires and enticed. Then sin gives birth to death. Stephanie Hendrickson writes the article today, and it's titled, Don't Play the Blame Game. If you have ever worked with children, you will recognize the swift defense of, it's not my fault, when trouble arises. These children are looking for assurance that the proper person is punished, or at least they can personally avoid it if possible. This can devolve into a sort of blame game when we point the finger at anyone but ourselves. James wanted his readers to be sure that they knew they couldn't play the blame game with sin. When it comes to sin in our lives, we cannot point our finger, claim the devil made me do it, and expect the consequences to vanish. Perhaps we hope we can hide from the results. James cleared up any confusion and laid out the path of blame. After desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, gives birth to death. This is not a growth chart we want to be personally familiar with. It leads from temptation to death. You can't hide death. You can't dress it up. You can't point the finger in another direction hoping to avoid the consequences. Cling to God and avoid sin that leads to spiritual death. The hymn is Guide Me, O Thy Great Jehovah by William Williams. Guide me, O thou great Jehovah. Pilgrim through his barren land, I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. And from the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verses 12 through 14, we read, Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. That is your daily devotion for Friday, November the 20th. Have a great day.